Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to WNBS. What's on your mind? I'm your host, Russ Rhodes. We're going to have open conversation today. In order to join in, you got to call the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. We'll try and make today interesting since it's so yucky. And yes, that is a technical term, yucky. Yucky day out there with the rain and everything. Temperature's not too bad, but the rain just makes it a yucky day. Hey, What's on Your Mind is brought to you by Tireman's Auto Garage, K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Chestnut Ridge Counseling, Hicksabaw's Drugstore, Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling, Gary's Auto Sales, and Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping. Couple things on my list here, and again, it's just my list. If there's something else you want to chat about, by all means, that's fine with me. There's been a shooting in Dallas at the ICE, the Immigration and Customs facility there. Apparently, three detainees were killed, and before the shooter took his own life. Investigations are underway. Apparently, bullet casings, ammunition that was found there had anti-ICE messages written on them. So, it kind of gives an idea as to who the target was. But the investigation is on. No word on who the shooter was. I assume they're tracking down his life, online presence, social media presence, that type of thing. So I'm sure we'll get more news on that as we go along. President Trump yesterday, when asked if NATO member countries, if their airspace is violated by Russian military aircraft, should they shoot them down? And President Trump's three-word answer was, yes, they should. So your thoughts on that? Occasionally, a couple times a year anyway, we read about U.S. jets being scrambled up in Alaska because Russian bombers are heading our way and close to penetrating our airspace. When our jets get there, the Russians, they turn around. But so it's not an uncommon thing for Russia to test the capabilities, if you will, of potential adversaries. But now they're flying over NATO countries that are surrounding NATO and doing it more and more. So what are your thoughts? What needs to take place? Ryan Ruth yesterday was found guilty on several charges, including attempting to assassinate a major presidential candidate, assaulting a federal officer, and multiple firearms offenses. This case dates back to last summer. It was July or August, I think, that this took place, where he had basically posted up underneath some bushes at the edge of the golf course down in Florida, where then candidate Donald Trump was playing a round of golf. Secret Service agent came upon his little nest, and Ryan Ruth took off, but was later found and prosecuted. He defended himself in court, did not present any defense witnesses. And when the guilty verdict was read, his daughter just kind of lost it and went off on everybody and said some nasty words and accused people of lying and everything. Ryan Ruth then, it appears, tried to stab himself in the neck with his pen. He was prevented from doing so. The New York Times then erroneously posted a headline online, "Man found not guilty of trying to assassinate Trump in Florida." Their mistake was found and taken down about 5 minutes later. But a little, and it's not uncommon. On big stories, they do some pre-writing of articles so that they can get updates posted as soon as possible. Try to beat the other people at their own game, so to speak. So a little embarrassing for the New York Times on that. Let's see here. Google. And I forget who's there. Oh, Alphabet is their parent company. Admitted yesterday that the Biden administration pressured them to silence critics, even when it did not violate Google's own policies when it came to posting material. So this, of course, comes on the heels, or not even the heels, but the continuing discussion as to whether the current administration, the Trump administration, is trying to silence its critics online. So that just kind of adds to the whole discussion, and your thoughts on that. Just occasionally, here on WNBS, we warn about scams that are taking place. And so this kind of goes along with this. So phone scammers are upping their game, and I wanted to make you aware of this. And they're particularly hitting seniors on this. And they're calling and saying that the seniors, they owe money for past bills, or that they don't know about, or they feel that they've already paid, or they've missed a payment for whatever it might be. And the reason they do this is because I guess statistics show that seniors aren't as vigilant with their banking numbers and their credit scores, so they're not as vigilant on that, and that therefore that could make them a little more susceptible to these scams. One couple things to be aware of that can indicate that it is a scam. Well, for one thing, if they threaten you, okay, by threatening arrest. They can't do that. That's against the law. Different odd payment options such as gift cards. Well, go to the store and get a gift card in the amount of blah 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 and send it, and that'll take care of it. No. That doesn't happen. Wire transfers is another thing, and using cryptocurrency is another. Red flag for you to worry about. If all else fails, demand that they send you written proof of any monies that you supposedly owe. And if they refuse to send that to you, well, that too is another red flag that somebody's trying to scam you. Immediately call your banks, change your passwords at that point in time, but make your banks aware as that, and even call the local police so they can, catalog it and do some investigating on that. So, how would you like to live on a island where cars are not permitted? So you may know this, Mackinac Island. It's in it's in Lake Huron. It is part of the state of Michigan. It's off of the Lower Peninsula. There are no cars allowed on Mackinac Island. They do get Amazon deliveries there, and your delivery driver goes around in horse and buggy making the deliveries, believe it or not. It is a very popular vacation spot. You can get to it by ferry. It's about an 18-minute ride via ferry. Just what do you think about that? More of a, laid back feel to it. And could you live on a island with no cars? They do, believe it or not, they do have a small airport. So you can fly in and out of Mackinac Island. You just can't drive there, or once you're there, drive a car. I think they have like golf carts, electric golf carts that you can, maybe Tireman's Auto ought to open up a shop up on Mackinac Island there. What do you think on that? So, all right. Hey, couple things kind of holding over from yesterday. Of course, you heard that the Pirates won last night. I've got 5 games to go in the 2025 regular season. Chances of playing 500 ball, that's out the window. That's not going to happen. So what possibly can happen, though, as a high point, last year's National League Rookie of the Year winner, Paul Skeens, well, he's in the mix for this year's National League Cy Young Award winner. He makes his final start of the season tonight against Cincinnati. He's got a 10-10 record. He could end up 10-10, no decision. He could win, giving him an overall record of 11-10, or he could lose 10-11. His ERA is currently at 2.03, so a good outing tonight puts him back under 2. And I think it's about a 208 strikeouts that he has on this season, so I'm sure he'll increase that number as well. And you know what? I would think, and I want your opinion on this too. If he does have a good, solid outing, goes to 6, he doesn't. The Pirates haven't put him out there for really much longer than 6 innings this year. So we'll go on that. If he's got a good, strong 6 innings, and it's not unheard of for him to throw 10 strikeouts, and he gets the win. So he finishes up the season like that, and again, the ERA would go back under 2. Does that make him a favorite then for the Cy Young Award? So your thoughts on this? So I know those baseball fans out there. I'm asking you to call in and give me your thoughts on that. And also, currently, I think they're riding a 3-game winning streak. If by chance, and that 3-game includes last night's win, if by some chance they win out the rest of the year and they end up with an 8-game winning streak, do we read anything into that as far as next year is concerned? Or it's just like, yeah, big deal. It's unless major changes are made, especially getting some offense on this team, nothing's going to change. So, again, I'm asking you, give me a buzz. And keep in mind, I've got this old adage that, baseball is the ultimate game of optimism. By that I mean, yeah, we didn't even reach 500 this year, but wait till next year. We're getting the pieces in place. We wait till next year. We're going to compete, right? Wait till next year. How many times do you hear that? Wait till next year. So looking forward to that starting up. Also, excuse me, Steelers heading to Dublin. I think they're leaving tomorrow after practice. They're heading to Dublin for their game against the Vikings Sunday morning. It's either 9 or 9:30 game in the morning game time Sunday. So that's coming up. And then also kind of a holdover from yesterday. Local urban legends. And I don't mean just Uniontown, Fayette County. We'll include the tri-state area here on this. Your thoughts on them? Bigfoot sightings, UFOs sightings in Kecksburg, Mothman over in Wheeling, West Virginia area, the B-52 bomber that supposedly landed on the Monongahela River around Homestead and sunk. And it was, quote unquote, never found. So, give us a call on your feelings on those and any other ones that I might have forgotten or, well, even if I'm not aware of, but you are. Give us a call on all that. Again, the Uniontown, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. That's the number you need to call. Both lines are currently open, so no waiting. Give me a call, and we'll take some calls right after this.
Pizza Kings in Connellsville is your go-to lunch and dinner spot with a full menu of mouth-watering pizzas and so much more. Using a deck oven helps our pizzas stay extra crisp, so if you haven't tried a slice lately, what are you waiting for? From our 50-slice King Carnivore to veggie pizzas and even pickle pizzas, Pizza King has the pie to match your taste. Pizza Kings, 1046 Morrell Avenue in Connellsville. Call 724-626-8343 or visit pizzakingswithaz.com.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Warm weather means you'll be spending more time outside. So enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturer and customers guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com.
Your mental health is your most valuable asset. With 55 years of experience serving Western Pennsylvania, Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services is ready and able to assist you with all of your mental health needs. Offering over 20 specialized treatments, open access, and just-in-time scheduling means that you receive the treatment you need in a time-conscious fashion. Chestnut Ridge Counseling now offers telehealth, mental health urgent care with immediate access to a mental health professional with no appointment necessary. Call 724-437-0729. That's 724-437-0729 for mental health urgent care at Chestnut Ridge Counseling. Outpatient care options include individual, group, and family therapies, mental health and psychiatric evaluations, and medication services. Outpatient care and services are also available for patients under the age of 18, geared towards youth-centric problems and concerns. Take control of your mental health care with Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services. Call 724-437-0729 to set up an appointment or speak immediately with a mental health professional.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has two convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borch Jr.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest, now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
WMBS.
I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation today. Give me a buzz, 724-438-4593. Both lines are still open, so no waiting. Well, at least the first caller, no waiting. So looking forward to talking with you. Let me see. So, all right, baseball's winding down. Football has just started up. We're going into week 4 here. And hockey is gearing up as well. So Penguins, they've had one preseason game. They've got another one, I think, scheduled for tonight, right? So we're getting a whole slew of sports back to keep us talking and entertained and occupied. So, there's been a lot of talk of Sidney Crosby getting traded. And in the past, I guess, Sidney has been very quick to shut that down, or his agent has, saying, yeah, no, not going to happen. He's here. He's going to be a lifer. Well, I guess in the midst of these trade talk, that are surfacing, neither Sidney Crosby or his agent have been shouting them down very much, or at least not enthusiastically so. Some of the talk is that, Sidney Crosby, he's kind of getting up there in age, and, he sees that his career is on the downside, and that he might want to, with the Penguins being in a rebuilding mode right now, would want to go to a team that can compete for a Stanley Cup trophy. So your thoughts on that? I mean, do you understand that train of thought? Do you hope that he stays and can lead the Penguins to another trophy before he does retire? He's still considered one of the elites in the, even though he's like 40, is he 40 now? I think, or close to it anyway. So, what are your thoughts on Sid sticking with the Penguins, or possibly the Penguins trading him for a bunch of other players in return that could possibly help the Penguins now? So we'll add that to the conversation as well. 724-438-4593. We've got the off-year elections now that Labor Day is past, which Labor Day, not only does it kind of signify the end of summer, it also signifies the start of the final fall campaign leading up to the November elections. So, we do have some races this year. And do you care? The May primaries, even though Republicans in this county now have a significant margin of registration, well over 10,000 over Democrats. Democrats came out more in percentage-wise. I mean, a vast percentage-wise in the primaries. So I guess where I'm going here is, just because Republicans have a large registration edge doesn't necessarily mean that a Republican's going to win in this election, especially if Republicans don't come out. Because I guarantee you Democrats will. If Republicans don't come out, why? I'm curious as to why you think Republicans might not come out in the fall. Is it because the lack of competitive races? Is it because, well, you might not like candidates? I'm asking. You know, one of the big things that is it's not local, but it's still going to be on the ballot. It's still going to be on the ballot. It's the question of judge retention in the state. So there is no races for a seat on either the Supreme Court or Superior Court. There are retention questions. So, in other words, should so-and-so be retained for another 10 years on the bench of the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania? Should so-and-so be retained for another 10 years for their seat on the Superior Court of Pennsylvania? And you get to vote yes or no. So even though there's not a one-to-one race in the judge races, there's still kind of a race between a judge staying and no. If they get more yes votes than no, well, they're on for another 10 years. That's it. They're on for another. If, on the other hand, more no's are tabulated, they will be removed. Now, it's not an immediate thing. There will be a race for that seat then next year. So they're basically given a 1 year's notice on that. This year, by the way, in those races, Supreme Court and Superior Court, the judges that are up for retention are both Democrats. The Republican Party in Pennsylvania is giving a big push to vote no on retention. They want to remind you that these are the judges that voted for lockdowns during COVID, voted to rein in your rights, also have voted to shut down voter registration and some of the things to go along with the mail-in votes. So that's something that we can start talking about moving forward here. But let's get a phone call in. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Hi, Russ. Tony again.
Hey, Tony.
Just a couple things. I'll make them brief. You know I say this all the time. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but I just believe that our congressional young women and men have an opportunity not to be like Charlie Kirk, but to follow the types of things that he's doing and help our young people. And they just don't have that interest. They are so filled with hatred. It's unbelievable. And this Jimmy Kimmel thing, I knew they weren't going to fire him, but you would hope that they would tell him, tone it down a bit. Don't go into that routine again. Mm-hmm. But time will tell. We also have many anchors like on MSNBC and CNN that are just as bad, and some of them still have their jobs, but that's up to these networks. And the very last thing, Kamala's on her book tour. Mm-hmm. She has thrown most of the Democrats under the bus, like she did with Joe Biden. I wonder how that's going to go when she thinks it's time for her to run for something again. She said Pete Buttigieg was too gay to be a VP.
Well, no, she didn't say that. What she said was she would have loved to have him as her running mate, but she was concerned that she was already a black woman running for president, and that the country wouldn't be able to wrap their heads around having a black woman and a gay man as
Yeah.
vice president.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
is basically what
Yeah,
she said.
I didn't. I don't want to screw that up. But that's. She also said Josh Shapiro was too cocky. So, she's really shot herself in the foot with the things that she's coming off with, and she's now out trying to clean up her routine, I guess. But it's just amazing to me that she would even bother to try. But time will tell what happens with her as well.
Yeah, well, and there's an old saying, politics makes strange bedfellows. So what'll happen if she decides to run for president in the future? She's going to have some initial backing. Others are going to shy away from her. But if she starts gaining traction in the polls, if she starts, doing well in the early primaries and caucuses, you'll see that start shifting. You'll see people start jumping on board.
Yeah.
If that happens. But I think she would have a hard beginning to any campaign in the near future anyway.
Right.
If she bows out of 2028, doesn't bother running, but again comes back in 2032. Okay, things, that's a long time.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
And memories are short.
Yep.
Yeah.
But one other really quick thing. On the news, they showed two young women today, and I don't remember what state it was in, that destroyed a Charlie Kirk memorial that was out on the steps of one of the buildings there. And they turned to the cameras, gave the finger, and off they went. Mm-hmm. Well, up comes three young boys, and I can't tell their ages. They're very young. They came on little scooters, and they restored everything. They cleaned it up, fixed it up. So the world's not all bad.
Right.
Yeah.
You
see these young kids like this, and it's very touching to see that. But anyways, well, I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you for listening again.
Not a problem,
and hope
Tony.
to talk to you soon.
And and hopefully those young ladies, those young women, since they're on camera, will be identified and maybe at the very least charged with vandalism.
Yes.
I know it's happened at other memorials. Maybe that'll happen in this case as well.
Well, this was, you just have to wonder sometimes.
You
do.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All righty.
Thank you so much.
Tony, thank you.
Okay.
Have a great day. Thanks for your call.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, both lines are again open. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Give me a buzz on that. The tour that Charlie Kirk had been, where Utah was the first stop on his tour. It did continue yesterday, I believe. I forget who was hosting it, but it did continue. And they have vowed to complete the tour as I'm sure Turning Point figures out really how they're going to, his widow, Erica, has been named the new CEO. So I'm sure, moving forward, they're going to try and continue doing the same things that Charlie was doing. But I'm sure there's going to be some changes because, well, let's face it, Charlie was one of a kind. And I think it's going to be hard replacing him. They'll find a way. They'll find their way. I'm sure they will. But in these first few months, it is going to be a transition period for Turning Point USA. So we'll just have to wait and see how that all comes together. All righty. Hey, guess what? It's that time for another break. So we're going to take that little break. When we come back, though, continue with some more open conversation. Give me a buzz, 724-438-4593. This is What's on Your Mind. More to come after this.
Bright Stripe, Bay County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals, locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090, or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling are the ones to call when you need a dumpster. Red Rooster offers fast, friendly service and provides medium-sized dumpsters that will fit your needs, whether it's a general remodeling project, emptying a house, or doing a summer or fall cleanout. Just call Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling at 724-569-0337 for rates and availability. Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling in Smithfield also offers a 5% military discount. Call 724-569-0337 and look for the Red Rooster.
Economy Furnace Company is excited to announce our early fall savings event. Qualifying buyers can take advantage of 0% interest financing or choose low payment options for up to 15 years. Economy Furnace is proud to be partnered with Amana, bringing you top-quality furnaces, air conditioners, and heat pumps designed for comfort, efficiency, and reliability. As your trusted neighbors, we understand the importance of keeping your home comfortable year-round. That's why Economy Furnace offers not only the best products, but also expert service you can count on. Regular clean and tune-ups are essential for your heating and cooling systems. A well-maintained furnace or air conditioner runs more efficiently, saves you money on energy bills, and helps prevent unexpected breakdowns. Beat the rush and schedule early. Don't wait until the cold weather arrives. Contact Economy Furnace at 724-438-4575 today to take advantage of our early fall savings event and enjoy 0% financing.
For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace.
For the best lunch spot in town, visit Titlow Tavern and Grill on West Main Street in Uniontown. Serving up lunch including daily specials and daily dinner specials, including Wednesday pasta and parm nights with chicken parm for $15 and veal parm for $19. And half-priced apps and $1 off drinks during happy hour Tuesday through Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. and Saturday from 9 to 10. Titlow's is also booking private parties. Call them today, 724-437-6749, or order online.
You don't fix what's not broken. That's true. You don't replace what is working well. Jason Scott is doing a good job working as South Union Township Supervisor. Jason Scott utilizes his skills on a daily basis in the township office. Whether repairing storm drains, operating a plow truck, or working with his fellow supervisors on economic growth, Jason Scott is out there working for you all day, every day. Let's keep experience and integrity in the township. Keep Jason Scott, full-time South Union Township Supervisor.
Paid for by the candidate.
This is attorney Michael Mays of the Davis & Davis Law Firm. We have been helping injured people just like you recover millions of dollars for over 45 years. If you're hurt or injured, I want to meet you and make sure you get the money that you deserve. Call me at 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. The Davis & Davis Law Firm has been protecting our neighbors in Greene and Fayette counties for over 45 years. Go to davisanddavislaw.com or call 724-437-2799 for your free consultation.
Oak Pizza in downtown Uniontown is your one-stop shop for the most unique pizzas in the region. From the masterminds behind the Fat Angelo's franchise, Oak Pizza is the laboratory where the Fat Angelo's food scientists test their creations and let you be the judge. With traditional favorites like pepperoni and buffalo chicken pizzas to more experimental offerings like the sesame seed-infused Mad Pie or the spicy chicken pickle pizza, Oak has you covered. Order today at oakpizzas.com or by calling 724-439-5805. Your taste buds will thank you.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. We've got about 5 minutes left in hour one, 2 callers on the line. So I think we're going to get them both in. It may be more, who knows. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hey, Russ, it's Jake. How are you?
Good, Jake, yourself.
Happy to be here. I still have the same amount of time in my life carved out for Jimmy Kimmel as I did before.
As none?
I don't, which is exactly 0. And again, if you guys were had the comedy of Leno or Carson, right? Because we can just say their names because you know who we're talking about.
Right.
If you had if you had the ratings of them, if you had the revenue that they brought in, you're not bringing anything. All of media's changed. TV's changed, radio's changed, blah blah blah. What's the saying? The only constant is change.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? It's changed, and nobody's participating anymore. You're not bringing in money, so why do we need you there?
Mm-hmm.
And for all the hand wringing and gnashing of teeth and wailing and clutching of pearls, Trump kicked them out. Trump got him kicked off the air. Well, how is he back if Trump got him kicked off the air? He's the president. He can take away your unalienable rights, obviously, from what they were saying, except he's back on the air.
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen? So your whole premise, everyone that was saying that, is wrong. I might say stupid, but you know what? And I think I think that FCC chairman should have stayed out of it. However, he didn't have anything to do with him going off the air, but he should have he should have not talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but in the meantime, all the stuff that's happening in the Trump administration, I heard 2 stories in the last 2 weeks of what I was asking Donald Trump for. The story with Walmart and their suppliers going to make antibiotics. Then when Trump's over in Great Britain and Eli Lilly and GlaxoSmithKline both agreeing to make prescriptions in the United States. Now, I didn't know when the whole China virus thing happened that like all of our prescriptions are made overseas.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, we really have to fix that. And it looks like we're really fixing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going, you all can have your fights about Jimmy Kimmel and whatever, other stupid thing. But this guy keeps getting stuff done. Right? It's my opinion. And now that my 2 things were get TikTok out of kids' hands because they're destroying schools and attacking teachers with the blessing of the Chinese government and TikTok. Okay, get that out of here. And looks like we did that, and looks like we're getting prescriptions made in the United States again. In addition to the border, gas prices, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy about it. All the other stuff that I knew was going to happen, and I'm actually happy about things that I wasn't sure was going to happen. But it looks like it's certainly moving in that direction.
It appears that President Trump, does the man even sleep anymore? That's how much, progress that he has made in his campaign promises of making America great again. Is there room for improvement on what he's done? Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, gas prices are still too high. They need to come back down. Inflation is still there, not nearly as bad as it was, but that needs to come back down. But they're getting there. They're getting there.
It certainly seems like it. And when we look at what has happened during this 47th president's administration, we're not 9 months yet. We're not 10 months yet. We're not a year yet.
Yeah.
And all of this stuff has happened.
All right.
You know what? everybody stay buckled up. Keep your seatbelts on, please, till the ride is over, and it ain't over yet.
That's right. And with that, Jake, I got to run. I thank you for your call. You have a great day. Hey, this is What's on Your Mind. CBS News is coming up next. News from around the world, around the country. Then TJ with the local news, sports, and weather. This is WMBS Uniontown at the Tone. It is 2 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. 3 detainees were shot today at an ICE facility in Dallas. FBI Special Agent in Charge Joe Rothrock.
The FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence. It is unfortunately just the most recent example we've seen of targeted violence.
FBI Director Kash Patel posted a photo of bullets. One had anti-ICE written on it. The gunman died of what authorities say was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. CBS's Scott McFarland has more on the security concerns for these types of buildings with threats rising.
That's one of 9,000 or so federal offices and federal complexes in America. 9,000. There are thousands of Federal Protective Service officers. That there's only so much manpower to protect all of these places. The vulnerability of federal complexes, federal employees, including those involving immigration and customs enforcement, have been a profound and growing concern here in Washington that have today broken through.
Ukrainian President Zelensky spoke to the UN General Assembly today, warning that Russia has kicked off a deadly arms race along with its war on his country, and it won't stop with Ukraine, he says.
Ukraine is only the first. And now Russian drones are already flying across Europe, and Russian operations are already spreading across countries. And Putin wants to continue this war by expanding it.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio met in New York with Russia's foreign minister today after President Trump shifted his tone yesterday. CBS's Olivia Gazis.
The Kremlin, we know, has brushed off most of what President Trump said yesterday, in particular the paper tiger accusation. Today, the Kremlin spokesperson said Russia is not a paper tiger. We are a real bear.
Trump said Russia has been fighting aimlessly for 3.5 years. The New York Times is reporting that top House and Senate Democrats are investigating whether law firms that cut deals with President Trump earlier this year are breaking the law by doing free legal work for his administration. As he awaits sentencing, Sean Diddy Combs is facing new allegations, as Michael Wallace reports.
Combs' former stylist Deontay Nash filed a lawsuit this morning accusing the music mogul of sexual abuse and false imprisonment. Nash claims Combs abused him on multiple occasions and threatened Nash after he resigned. Nash testified against Combs during his trial this year, in which Combs was found not guilty of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy, but was convicted on 2 prostitution-related charges. Combs will be sentenced October 3rd.
On Wall Street today, stocks are lower for the second straight day. The Nasdaq is off by 105, the S&P down, and the Dow is off 160. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, this is George Feinbenko. Join me every Saturday at 10 a.m. for the Sports Line on WMBS, brought to you by Tom Vernon and KC Sports Cafe, 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue, offering good, affordable food with pickup and delivery options, and voted best in Fayette breakfast, lunch spot, and all-around restaurant. The Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9 and Sunday from 12 to 5.
Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
High tariffs have not impacted car prices as many experts expected. Jeff Gilbert has more from Detroit.
When tariffs first appeared, there were predictions of double-digit sticker price increases. S&P Global Mobility analyst Stephanie Brinley says we're still waiting.
We absolutely have not seen the price increases that we expected to have with tariffs. Largely, this is a result of the chaos that we've had over the last couple of months.
Brinley, who still expects prices to go up long-term, says car makers are trying to figure figure out what the market will accept and what their long-term costs are going to be. Jeff Gilbert, CBS News, Detroit.
Auto company Stellantis, whose brands include Jeep and Fiat, plans to pause production at several European factories because of slowing sales. The company calls Europe a difficult market. New car registrations there fell more than 0.5% in the first 7 months of this year. I'm Cammie McCormick, CBS News.
Now the local, district, and statewide news. Being brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant Dieter. Keeping you warm and cozy in winter and cool and comfortable in summer with a quality Bryant gas furnace or air conditioning system. And now the news.
Good afternoon. It's 2:05. It's cloudy and 66 outside the Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. Injured, call today for your free consultation, 724-437-2799. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano, sports and weather in just a bit. A Fayette County animal control officer is facing criminal charges for fatally shooting a family's 2 lost dogs. Aggravated animal cruelty and other counts have been filed against 60-year-old Samuel Vargo over an incident from earlier this month. Authorities say Vargo picked up a loose boxer and husky in Masontown and took them to his home before deciding to euthanize them by shooting them the following day. The pets were microchipped, but Vargo had trouble scanning them. State law requires that lost dogs be held at a licensed kennel for 48 hours before they can be euthanized. Vargo's home is not a licensed kennel, and he shot the pets less than 24 hours after finding them. Charges are being filed against a Mount Pleasant man in connection with the death of his friend in Maryland. In February of this year, 58-year-old David Leisenbigler was riding as a passenger in a vehicle that fell through the ice on Deep Creek Lake. Linsenbigler was pulled from the water and taken to a West Virginia hospital where he died the next day. Ricky Wise had been driving the vehicle and was able to get out of the water on his own following the accident. Wise now faces charges that include negligent manslaughter with a vehicle. Modern Dental Associates in Greensburg is offering free care for veterans this week. The office is holding a special event this Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Staff members from Scott Family Dental and other professionals will be helping out. There will also be other perks for veterans and their family members, including live music, a food truck, raffles, and more. A new study shows a pill that helps patients with rheumatoid arthritis may also help those with type 1 diabetes. Here's more from Monica Nelson.
Researchers presented their findings at a meeting of the European Association for the Study of Diabetes in Vienna. They say the pill was able to preserve the body's own insulin production in people that were just diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Researchers say the results mean more trials should happen to see if the pill treatment can be sustained. I'm Monica Nelson.
WMBS time is 2:08. We'll take a look at sports and weather after this.
439-2323. For 24-hour emergency service, call us when you need. We're Fayette's Heating and Air Conditioning, your service company.
When it's sweltering outside, you'll be cool inside with central air conditioning from Bryant, the people that know cool. And it's easy to have a central air conditioning system installed in your home. Simply call on your Bryant dealer, Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, located near the Laurel Mall on Route 119, north of Uniontown. The phone number is 439-2323. Let Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning rescue you from the sticky, humid summer weather. Remember that number for Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer, 439-2323.
Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323.
In sports, Pirates visit the Cincinnati Reds tonight. Final start for Paul Skeens. And the Bucks are 68-89, winners of 3 in a row. We'll have the game on WMBS. The pregame is at 6:15 with the first pitch at 6:40. Penguins visit the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight in preseason action. That will face off at 7. And the Steelers, they'll be heading to Ireland to take on the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday morning. Both teams are 2-1. Kickoff will be at 9:30.
The local, district, and statewide news has been brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant Dieter. Route 119 north of Uniontown, located near Laurel Mall. Phone 439-2323.
This Weather Watch is brought to you by Point Hill Living Care Home of Point Marion. When you want a care home where residents are family, consider Point Hill Living Care Home with fully customizable care plans tailored to your loved one's needs.
Cloudy, maybe some occasional showers the rest of the afternoon. 70 will be the high. Scattered showers and storms tonight, dropping to 66. And we'll have scattered showers and storms tomorrow with a high of 74. Right now it is cloudy and 66 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. 2:10 is our time on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm TJ DeStefano. And up next, we have Hour 2 of What's on Your Mind with Russ Rhodes here on WMBS.
This Weather Watch was brought to you by Point Hill Living Care Home of Point Marion. Visit them today at pointhillliving.com or find them on Facebook and see if their tailored care options are right for you and your loved one.
If you've driven by Tireman's Auto Garage, you've probably seen all the 2-, 4-, and 6-seater golf carts. Well, they're available for sale and financing is available. Interested in running a golf cart? See Joe and Kim at Tireman's Auto Garage about daily, weekly, or monthly rentals. Tireman's Auto Garage, voted best in Fayette for tires and the best prices in town for tires with CIMA and Snap Leasing available. Mill Street, phone 724-425-9606 for Tireman's Auto Garage on Mill Street in Uniontown.
If you are looking for a trusted local law firm with a strong commitment to their clients, look no further than Zebley Law Offices. Attorney Zebley has been practicing law in Fayette County for more than 4 decades. Although specializing in bankruptcy, Zebley also handles real estate matters, civil suits, collections, wills, powers of attorney, and more. If you need legal help, go with a name you recognize and trust. Call Zebley Law Offices today at 724-439-9200.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at Gary'sAutoSales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility combined with our personalized approach is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest, now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Although a message like this usually goes only to Chesler's mailing list of prior customers, a furniture sale this big demands a big approach to communication. As Chesler's approaches the fall selling season, and as the Tennessee Enterprises trucks arrive with the newest collections, Chesler's Fine Furniture's management finds the store is overstocked with too much inventory. Everything must go to give Chesler's room for displaying all the new tables, chairs, and servers. That's bad news for us, but great news for you. Chesler's management has marked down prices dramatically on hundreds of items, all in stock for either immediate pickup or delivery into your home. You're guaranteed to save on fine crafted furniture from Tennessee Enterprises during this incredible sale, now in progress. Financing and delivery are available. Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 in Uniontown, where customers send their friends.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borges Jr.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. We're going to continue with the open conversation on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. What's on Your Mind is brought to you by Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping, Gary's Auto Sales, Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling, Hicks and Baugh's Drug Store, Chestnut Ridge Counseling, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, K2 Engineering, and Tireman's Auto Garage. Normally I'd go through a recap of my talking points and some other things, but I've got a caller that's been waiting patiently throughout the news here, so we're going to get to them first. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Well, part of your recap, I guess, would involve talking about local legends.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the so-called ghost plane. I think you said it was a B-52
I
that
thought
fell
it was
into
a 52. I might be wrong on that, but
yeah. Well, B-52 is a huge plane. It was a B-25, which is a 2-engine.
Gotcha.
I think it was. I'm trying to think of the company that made it.
Well, it was probably Boeing. I mean, I think that's what the B stands for.
No, that stands for bomber.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it was a B-25. I want to say it was Martin or something like that. But the Mon is not that big a river. And the story always was that it was never found. I never believed that because, you know, the Air Force loses a plane, they're going to find it. There was a very, very good article that ran in the old Pittsburgh. Do you remember the Roto magazine that was inserted in the Pittsburgh Press ages ago?
The what magazine?
It was called Roto. You know, it was short for rotogravure.
Okay.
The old photography was done with photo engraving, known as rotogravure. So it was a picture magazine.
Yeah. North American Aviation built the B-25.
Okay. An excellent article that it was taken out at night, and it crashed near the Homestead Bridge. Now, the plane had, I looked this up online, had a 67-foot wingspan and was 15 feet high, 52 feet in length. You don't lose something that big in the Mon.
Right.
Furthermore, it had come from Nellis Air Force Base in New Mexico, where they stored atomic bombs. And that's what was aboard were 2 bombs that were not... fully, what do they do when they...
Armed?
Fully armed. To explode. They were transporting these bombs. The only thing that's stored at Nellis are A-bombs. And to be flying over, an urban area as large as Pittsburgh with 2 bombs, even though they weren't armed, would have called the Air Force, into question, especially when the plane ran out of fuel. it was on its way to Harrisburg. It was in the dead of winter, January 1956, and it had been circling the old Allegheny Airport and ditched in the river. I think 2 of the crewmen drowned. The locals saw it happen and pulled people out of the icy river.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a very good article in the old Roto. This would have been about 1980. And there were lots of witnesses that saw the thing being pulled out of the river. But the Army just said, well, we looked for 10 days and couldn't find anything. The Coast Guard was involved, of course. But no major pieces have ever turned up. I think some cargo boxes have been found in the river since.
Mm-hmm.
You don't lose something that big, but the real reason was it had these 2 unarmed hay bombs on it.
Yeah.
The Air Force didn't want to know they were flying these things over, big areas of high, high population on the East Coast. Now, I remember as a youngster, and this was in about 1964, I think, one crashed up in the Somerset area.
Okay.
And it ditched in a river as well, I believe the Castleman. And the guys drowned there, but it had A-bombs on it.
Okay. Now
so they were flying these things back and forth.
Now, this is interesting. I'm looking up the B-25 Mitchell bomber right now, and it's saying it was not capable of carrying atomic bombs. Now, this little article, this might be referring to, the World War II at the time. By time 1956 rolled around, I'm sure atomic bombs had shrunk in size. So maybe, so there's still that question then, was it really carrying atomic bombs?
Well, not only that, there's a difference between carrying an atomic bomb in a bomb bay. I don't think they were in the bomb bays to be dropped, but they were in, what would be an area for cargo.
Yeah.
And the bombs might be bigger when they're armed.
Yeah.
Or
heavier.
Well, certainly, and heavier,
right.
Because, they're armed with conventional material.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the way they work is you just put a lot of pressure on either the plutonium or the uranium-235, and with a conventional explosion,
mm-hmm.
It's almost like a plunger effect, or 2 hemispheres coming together, and you put a lot of pressure on that stuff, and then they blow up.
Mm-hmm.
But that's actually what was going on. And most people, I was amazed. I lived in Pittsburgh at the time, and people I talked to all believed that plane just disappeared in the river. And I said, the river's not that big, and there's an awful lot of barge traffic that goes through. You would get those, furthermore, you'd get those planes out. Those were military planes.
Right.
And I never believed it, but that article came out, and it really detailed what was on the planes, the names of the flyers, from whence it came. And they were routinely running these missions, moving bombs around the country, and they just plain didn't want people to know. And I think that's why they spent the 10 days dredging the river, because the bombs probably came out and were in the river. It's one crazy story. I'd like to find that old Roto, because it would have been about the year 1980.
Okay.
I remember when I was where I was living and when I read it. But it ran out of fuel, and that was the other thing. How incompetent can you be? It wasn't the storm that took it down. It ran out of fuel and had been circling the Allegheny County Airport. It was on its way to Harrisburg. And that's a pretty good distance, to run out of fuel.
Right.
And thankfully, they ditched in the river. Sadly, a couple men were killed. But yeah, they call it the ghost plane. Have you ever heard that? Yeah.
Yeah, because again, well, as you said, a lot of the work was done at night. So yeah, how much was actually seen?
Yeah, the taking it out part was, and the area was cordoned off. But people saw it, and they talked in the newspaper about this. Of course, at night, at that time, if you photographed it, you'd need a flash, and the Army kept people back so there weren't photographs of it.
Right, because I don't care, the technology at the time, when it came to cameras, I mean, you would have had to have been a lot of light in order to catch it on film at night.
Sure, and not only that, I mean, the area was cordoned off, but there are hills all around the rivers, and Homestead's a pretty populated area.
Especially at that time, too.
Yes. Well, it is today. When I was young, my dad owned a store in a little town called Palmer or Ada on the Mon. And it, interestingly enough, had the largest freshwater dock in the world. There were 4 mines that loaded onto that dock. And the funicular cars ran across the river, and there were underground cables that brought coal. And there was the narrowest point in the river, and the widest was near this little place. And our store overlooked the widest, and you could turn 3 coal barges at a time. They had to maneuver and back up. We used to watch this. It was quite the scene. That's the widest point of the Mon, and it's nothing like the Mississippi.
Right. Oh,
you know. So to lose a plane that big, now, it, as I say, it was not a B-52, it was a 25, but still with a wingspan of 67 feet, 15 feet high, that plane wasn't lost. But it was a story I guess people wanted to believe, and it happened in the dead of winter. So, it wasn't like people were taking their picnic lunches to the banks of the Mon and watching the excavation going on. It was a pretty nasty river. Winter, the river was icy. But, that plane had A-bombs on it, and it was, taken out secretly.
Yeah. Okay.
But one of my favorite local stories, and I'm sure the Air Force ain't talking.
Probably not. Probably. I'm just curious if there was ever a TV special, like a documentary type thing, done on that incident. Are you aware of that?
You would be amazed of the fantastic things that have happened in this area that there are no documentaries done on. I mean, fantastic things. And I often tell people this, and no, that didn't happen. Really? I'll say, oh yeah, that happened here. But yeah, there's an amazing, and it's strange because Pittsburgh had some pretty solid journalists. We've never had, believe it or not, a great historian. I mean, you'll say David McCullough, but he never wrote about Pittsburgh. The closest he came was the Johnstown flood. And his books, to me, are good storytelling. There's not a lot of real research. For example, the question there was always, how was it hushed up? And it was hushed up by the attorney who worked for the Carnegies and the Mellons, and that was Philander Knox from Brownsville. And there are 3 lines about Philander Knox in David McCullough's book. 3 lines.
Okay.
Just more or less stating he was their attorney in that episode, and he would have been there that day except his horse threw a shoe in route, and so he didn't make it in time, which I think was a concocted story. But Philander Knox becomes Attorney General, becomes a senator, becomes Secretary of State, goes back to the Senate and writes the Knox resolutions that end World War I. There's never been a book written about him.
Well, there you go. You can write it, Frank.
People have talked to me about that, and that actually it would be a little too much for me at this point. I'm just giving that as an example of some of the great things, but there's never been anyone to really write about or document a lot of the stuff that's gone on here. Mm-hmm. Okay. And where the river's concerned, I remember being told that there was a film made by the Army Corps about the flooding on the Yauk and the Mon. Pittsburgh, flooded in 1936. And this is why the dam was built up at Summerfield, or, flooded Summerfield up in the mountains.
Okay.
And 7 other little towns were put underwater, to build the Yauk Reservoir to stop flooding. No one's ever found that film.
Interesting.
And I've mentioned it to people involved in history around here, but there was a film made to promote the idea, and it shows the 36 flood and then all those towns at the time, some of which are under all those acres of water up in the mountains,
right? And
it was no one seems to know anything about it.
Okay.
So there's a real lack of archival research,
okay,
and understanding of how this area fits in to the national and international picture.
All right. Well, so there's something that's there's an idea that somebody can take off and finish.
Well, sure.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
All right.
Hey,
Very
Frank,
good
I got to
talking
run,
to you.
but thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
You have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too.
Hey, that takes us up to our first break for hour 2 of What's on Your Mind, and it also opens up both lines of the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. So give me a buzz, 724-438-4593, and we'll chat right after this.
Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling are the ones to call when you need a dumpster. Red Rooster offers fast, friendly service and provides medium-sized dumpsters that will fit your needs, whether it's a general remodeling project, emptying a house, or doing a summer or fall cleanout. Just call Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling at 724-569-0337 for rates and availability. Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling in Smithfield also offers a 5% military discount. Call 724-569-0337 and look for the Red Rooster.
Economy Furnace Company is excited to announce our early fall savings event. Qualifying buyers can take advantage of 0% interest financing or choose low payment options for up to 15 years. Economy Furnace is proud to be partnered with Amana, bringing you top-quality furnaces, air conditioners, and heat pumps designed for comfort, efficiency, and reliability. As your trusted neighbors, we understand the importance of keeping your home comfortable year-round. That's why Economy Furnace offers not only the best products, but also expert service you can count on. Regular clean and tune-ups are essential for your heating and cooling systems. A well-maintained furnace or air conditioner runs more efficiently, saves you money on energy bills, and helps prevent unexpected breakdowns. Beat the rush and schedule early. Don't wait until the cold weather arrives. Contact Economy Furnace at 724-438-4575 today to take advantage of our early fall savings event and enjoy 0% financing.
For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace.
Looking for a new spot for a night out? Then check out Shindig's Bar and Grill in Uniontown, located in Oliver Square. With regular live entertainment and themed events, and offering 6 diamond pool tables and 3 dartboards, Shindig's is the place to be. Enjoy daily specials, including Tuesday wing night, Friday's Cajun chicken Alfredo, and Saturday's incredible crab leg dinner. And stick around for karaoke nights, live music, and so much more. Follow them on Facebook at Shindig's with a Z Bar and Grill. Shindig's, your hootenanny hotspot.
Concerned about your heart health? At WVU Medicine, we believe your heart deserves world-class care, close to home and always within reach. Our non-invasive cardiology team uses advanced tests like stress tests and cardiac MRI to diagnose and monitor heart conditions without surgery. Call 877-WVU, the number 4-HRT, or visit wvumedicine.org/heart.
Having Hicksonbaugh's Drugstore in Uniontown means reliability, quality, and service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller fill your prescriptions, offer free prescription delivery, mail-out service, and gladly answer your healthcare questions. Flu shots, the new Moderna COVID boosters, plus Shingrix shots with your doctor's prescription are also available at Hicksonbaugh's. Call 724-437-2828. Hicksonbaugh's Drugstore, 304 Morgantown Street. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday till 3, closed Sunday.
Experiencing symptoms of COPD? Frontier Clinical Research in Scottdale has been selected to conduct a clinical research study, and participants are needed. All study-related care will be provided at no cost, and no health insurance is required. Compensation up to $2,200 for qualified participants for time and travel. To learn more, call Frontier Clinical Research in Scottdale at 724-220-5281. That's Frontier Clinical Research in Scottdale at 724-220-5281.
WMBS.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm your host, Russ Rhodes. It is Open Conversation, 724-438-4593. Both lines are open. Give me a call. Hey, just to kind of go back over some of my my thoughts that we could chat about, the ICE facility shooting down in Dallas. I was wrong the first hour. 2 detainees were killed in the shooting. A third one is in serious condition. And then the suspected shooter committed suicide. Authorities did find shell casings that appeared to have anti-ICE messages written on those casings. President Trump has told fellow NATO members that, hey, if Russian planes should violate your airspace, shoot them down. Ryan Ruth was found guilty of attempting to assassinate a major presidential candidate. In this case, it was Donald Trump. And the New York Times initially put the wrong headline up and said, "Man found not guilty in trying to assassinate Trump in Florida." That lasted for about 5 minutes before they discovered their mistake and took it down. Google and his parent company, now I forget the name of the Alphabet. There we go. Google and his parent company, Alphabet, has admitted that the Biden administration pressured them to silence critics that they didn't like, especially when it came to COVID policies, and which led Google to ban certain content and providers from their platform. They're now allowing them back on and stating that they never did these platforms never did violate Google's own policies. Scammers are going after retirees again, so just be extra careful out there. And there's an island up in Michigan on Lake Huron, Mackinac Island, where there are no cars allowed. And so, yeah, they still get their Amazon deliveries, and I'm assuming UPS as well, and mail, and they're delivered by horse and buggy. So could you live in such a town? Also chatting about urban legends and myths from the tri-state area. Pirate baseball, Paul Skeens Cy Young Award candidate for the National League. Penguin hockey starting back up, and the Steelers heading to Dublin to take on the Minnesota Vikings Sunday morning. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Good afternoon.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Good. Yourself?
Good.
Good.
You were talking local elections earlier, right?
Yeah, and who am I talking with?
Oh, my name's Jay.
Hey, Jay.
I want to comment on something, and this would be Office of Recorder of Deeds.
Sure.
3 weeks ago, has been the office hours of the Recorder of Deeds were 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. With a 1 hour lunch break, noon to 1. I have screenshots of that posted. And that's a 37.5-hour week.
Right.
3 weeks ago, that was changed to 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. with a 1 hour lunch break. So that cuts it down to 35 hours a week. This is a man who's running ads saying he froze his salary. Well, that's not actually true. He's running it on this station. He says he picked up his pencil, his calculator, his spreadsheet, and he froze his salary. Now, if you cut your hours down 2.5 hours a week and you're making the same pay, you're actually making more money and working less. So I actually think also for the working man, cutting it down to 4 o'clock, either you should do one of two things. If you're going to cut it down to 4 o'clock, somebody during their lunch break might need to come in, maybe only a half-hour lunch, because I work a 40-hour week. I'm combat wounded. I work a 40-hour week with a half-hour lunch, and I'm paying taxes.
Okay.
Now, this is a guy who says we the people drain the swamp and this, that, and whatever. What seems like to me, when you're cutting down the hours from 37.5 to 35 hours a week, that's 130 hours less production a year out of that people's office.
Yeah.
And so I think the people need to know. I wanted to comment. I just think that ad he's been running, since everybody's into fake news and all this and that ad is misleading. And when you keep your salary, but you cut your hours 2.5 a week, which is 4 hours less a month, you're actually per diem wise, not on an hourly wage, but for a salary, which I'm sure he is. I have a problem with that. That's a big reduction. And I also have a problem, this guy who shot those 2 dogs, that's made national news. I'd like to know that man's qualifications, because anybody that knows a breed of a boxer and of a husky, those are friendly breeds. Unless somebody mistreats them, they're very friendly.
Sure. Well, and let's face it, every dog is a friendly breed, but can be changed easily depending on how they're treated. So, but go on.
Well, but they were microchipped, and, the people were looking for them. I'm not going to sit here and persecute the guy until all the details come in, but this is a pretty sad story. I'd like to hear more. I hope more comes out on it, because shooting, I agree if the dog is vicious coming after, and they can, don't get me wrong, I agree. I've had dog attack my dog before when I was walking it on a leash. I get it, and I carry bear mace from now on. But, that's a pretty extreme measure, and those dogs were microchipped. If they weren't charging at the man, I would really question why they had to be shot. But I just wanted to bring it up. I don't want to take up time, but I do have a problem. We have an election coming up, and I think when a man cuts his hours 2.5 hours a week and then doesn't make it accessible for the people, I'll take criticism on it. People will call in because he has a lot of supporters. That's fine. But when you say I drain the swamp and I'm for we the people, I think his message is very mixed, and I don't apologize for saying it.
So just before you go, Jay, just a couple comments that I can maybe fill in some of the blanks here, and I totally agree with you. I think it's called 1601 rights. I think I've got the number right. where elected officials, and the recorder of deed is one, they run their offices as they see fit. They, they can hire and fire. They can set their hours. Now, having said that, I blame the commissioners for allowing those hours to be changed, because the commissioners have set the business hours of the county to be from 8:30 to 4:30. That should, how you run your office in between those hours, okay, but the county business hours are set at, I don't know, it's 8 to 4:30 or 8:30 to 4, I'm not sure. So for the commissioners to allow that to take place is wrong. They need to go to him and say, no, we're here till 4:30.
I don't disagree. That's a failure of communication from people running the operations between county government, county administration, and that particular office. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah. And I'll go further, and it's not just the recorder of deeds, it's other offices within the courthouse where those offices, you said they close for a lunch hour. Okay, that now prevents people that have their own lunch hour that they got to abide by from running up to the courthouse to do some quick business. So, I think the office should be open for the full time. Split your staff up. Half of them go for, I don't know, pick a time, 11:30 to 12:30, and the other half from 12:30 to 1:30 or whatever, allowing that office to be open. And it's not just the recorder of deeds. I think it should be every office. But again, they're allowed to run their, if they want to close their office for an hour, that's up to them. I think it's wrong. I think it's not serving the public well. My own personal opinion of the current recorder of deeds is that he's a charlatan and a snake oil salesman and needs to be voted out of office come November.
Well, I didn't want you to have to say that, but that's how I feel. But I'm agreeing with you. If you're a public office, and where I work, we stagger our lunches. So half our staff is always on duty.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a public county office. I'm not, that's different. It's a safety engineering type thing. So somebody has to be on call. But you're the office of the people. And I agree, I understand, but I think people need to know in a year in which there's an election that, is this good business to only be open 35 hours a week is very limited, because when you cut the time down in the afternoons, both lunch and toward the end of the day, that doesn't leave a lot of room for a lot of people to do their business. So I just wanted to put that out there.
And then I also question, I'll take your word on it, that is 35. The county has determined that a full work week is 37 and a half hours. So if you're now working 35 hours, what's that do to benefits? If you're supposed to be working full-time hours in order to receive benefits, and we take the elected official out of this because technically that office, the recorder of deeds, is a part-time position. In fact, the commissioners are a part-time position.
Right.
But the staff, full-time hours is 37 and a half hours a week.
Right. And I'm looking at, I just looked at the site before I called you. So, I did take screenshots, and I pulled it up right now, and I'm looking at it now. Office hours, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., close noon to 1 p.m. And you can do the math. That's a 35-hour week. So I just wanted to put that out there. So
all right.
I thank you for your time.
Hey, Jay, thanks for your call. Appreciate
it.
Bye-bye. Hey, 724-438-4593. That's the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. That's what you call into to join in on the conversation. Would love to hear from you. Both lines are open. So what's your opinion on the recorder of deeds office changing their hours to be different from the county? what the county has determined to be the hours of operation. I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. You know, it's bad enough that our commissioners have their meetings during the day, which really does limit public participation. I think meetings ought to be held in the evening. But to now limit my ability to go to the recorder's office for whatever need I might be that office has to offer, to now limit that is wrong. You're already closed for an hour during the day, and now you're trimming off a half hour at the end of the day. So, you know, when it comes to the election this November, choose wisely. Choose wisely. So 724-438-4593. Going to take a quick little break. When I come back, well, hopefully we've got some callers, and you and I together we'll close out hour 2 of What's on Your Mind after this.
Your mental health is your most valuable asset. With 55 years of experience serving Western Pennsylvania, Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services is ready and able to assist you with all of your mental health needs. Offering over 20 specialized treatments, open access, and just-in-time scheduling means that you receive the treatment you need in a time-conscious fashion. Chestnut Ridge Counseling now offers telehealth, mental health urgent care with immediate access to a mental health professional with no appointment necessary. Call 724-437-0729. That's 724-437-0729 for mental health urgent care at Chestnut Ridge Counseling. Outpatient care options include individual, group, and family therapies, mental health and psychiatric evaluations, and medication services. Outpatient care and services are also available for patients under the age of 18, geared towards youth-centric problems and concerns. Take control of your mental health care with Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services. Call 724-437-0729 to set up an appointment or speak immediately with a mental health professional.
Now is the perfect time to upgrade your outdoor area with a new fence from All Around Fence Company. Conveniently located at 7896 National Pike, Uniontown. All Around Fence has been installing quality residential, commercial, and farm fencing for more than 45 years. Offering residential fencing including chain link, decorative aluminum, steel, and more, All Around Fence has the fence for you. All Around Fence is also your one-stop shop for Nutrena products and also carries livestock, equine, and pet supplies. So if you need to upgrade an existing fence, add a new gate, or are considering the installation of an all-new fence, All Around Fence has the answers you need. Visit them Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 to 1, or give them a call at 724-439-0331. To learn more, visit allaroundfence.com.
Bright Stripe, Bay County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals, locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090, or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
You don't fix what's not broken. That's true. You don't replace what is working well. Jason Scott is doing a good job working as South Union Township Supervisor. Jason Scott utilizes his skills on a daily basis in the township office. Whether repairing storm drains, operating a plow truck, or working with his fellow supervisors on economic growth, Jason Scott is out there working for you all day, every day. Let's keep experience and integrity in the township. Keep Jason Scott, full-time South Union Township Supervisor.
Paid for by the candidate.
Although a message like this usually goes only to Chesler's mailing list of prior customers, a furniture sale this big demands a big approach to communication. As Chesler's approaches the fall selling season, and as the Tennessee Enterprises trucks arrive with the newest collections, Chesler's Fine Furniture's management finds the store is overstocked with too much inventory. Everything must go to give Chesler's room for displaying all the new tables, chairs, and servers. That's bad news for us, but great news for you. Chesler's management has marked down prices dramatically on hundreds of items, all in stock for either immediate pickup or delivery into your home. You're guaranteed to save on fine crafted furniture from Tennessee Enterprises during this incredible sale, now in progress. Financing and delivery are available. Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 in Uniontown, where customers send their friends.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. We got about 5 minutes left in today's show. Plenty of time for you to give me a buzz. 724-438-4593. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Yeah, this is Tony.
Hey, Tony.
What I was calling about is this deal with the South Union Township supervisors wanting to buy the country club.
Okay, I hadn't heard that.
Well, they send out a questionnaire to all the residents, I suppose, on what we think about it. The country club over the last, 10, 15 years has had a couple owners.
Yeah.
And they haven't been able to make it financially feasible. Now, the country club is saying they think they're going to make money, or the supervisors are saying that they're going to make money. Okay. Currently, it has a restaurant and a bar. So are they going to operate a restaurant and a bar?
Yeah.
As far as the rest of it, how many golfers are there in South Union that's going to actually, benefit?
Well, I think that part of the equation you need to expand on. I mean, how many people within a, X amount of mile radius. So, I would put all of Fayette County within that. How are you going to market any different to attract more golfers, more customers to a restaurant, to a bar? How are you going to market it for more banquets or, weddings or large events type thing?
But my point is, what does the government, supervisors, what business do they have getting into the business of a restaurant and a bar?
Mm-hmm.
There's money that they're saying they have all this extra money that it won't cost anything. But why couldn't they do something more useful to more people than go out and buy a country club?
Well, and I disagree with that statement that, it's not going to cost anything. Yeah, it is. Because if it is government owned, you are no longer going to get real estate taxes off of it. So right away, you're losing income, not just for your township, but I would imagine the county and the school districts that are involved.
Correct. So your school district, they're saying taxes won't go up, but the school tax is going to go up.
Oh, sure. They're going to have to.
Because they're going to lose.
I don't know what the taxes are on the country club now. I don't. I don't know how much money we're talking.
Well, they said the valuation was $1.9 million.
Okay.
What it's valued at.
Yeah, well, what that does for taxes, I don't have a clue there. So... But that's still, regardless, that's revenue. That's if not for the South Union Township, certainly for the school district and the county. That's going to have to be revenue that has to be made up for. So,
I just don't personally believe that they have any business getting involved in that kind of. There's enough recreational things in the Uniontown area for the bulk of the citizens.
Right. So no, I know the county of Allegheny County. Well, last I knew anyway. I mean, I haven't lived in the North Hills of Pittsburgh for 40 years. But North Park has or used to have a golf course. That was nothing major, but it was still a golf course. It was county owned, county operated. It was inexpensive to go play on it. But the only thing that was there was, the sign-in shack. There's somebody there to collect, your greens fee so you could play. And I don't even know if they had golf carts, quite frankly. I don't know if it was a walking cart or if they had golf carts available. So, it was something that was there. It was in the middle of North Park, so maintenance as far as cutting grass was readily available from the crew that was already there for the park. So I agree with you, Tony. I don't see this as a viable opportunity for the township.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is that will conserve the green space.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep. Tony, it sounds like I lost you. Thank you for the call, and good. We're kind of out of time here, anyway. So, having said that, CBS News is coming up next. News from around the world, around the country, and then TJ's hopping into the seat here to bring you the local news, sports, and weather. This has been and continues to be WMBS Uniontown. What's on your mind at the tone? It's going to be 3 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. A gunman opened fire at an ICE facility in Dallas this morning, killing 2 detainees and wounding a third. J.D. Miles reports authorities are calling it an act of targeted violence.
Dallas Police Chief Daniel Como says when the officers got here, they found the suspected shooter dead from what they believe was a self-inflicted wound. Now, the FBI told us that the shell casings around the shooter had anti-ICE messages etched into them.
CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarland.
Those signatures on those shell casings or those bullets alleged by the FBI director, that is part of a pattern. In the assassination of Charlie Kirk, shell casings with messages in them. In the assassination of the United Healthcare leader in Manhattan, signatures allegedly on